Good morning. Welcome to Open Hand Farm. I'm Penny and I am so glad you're here. Today we're going to do a short garden tour of my front garden beds and show you what I need to pick, what I need to weed, what I need to take care of. I'm going to go out and harvest some produce, harvest some herbs, and harvest some things that I didn't get to fast enough and the heat made it bolt. Let's go see what needs to be done. I wanted to show you that my front garden beds are much smaller than the almost 4,000 square feet I'm planting in the backyard. Now you might say, well, that's all good for you. You have 1.5 acres. Well, up here in these 4 boxes, I have 100 square feet of gardening going on. And I also have raspberry bushes along this little old fence here. And this whole area, including the boxes and the raspberry, is 20 by 25. So if you have a yard, even if it's on the small side, you could produce your own food. Now, everything doesn't have to be in a box. Let me show you what I mean. So right here, next to one of my boxes, I have some pots with some lavender, lobelia, and stevia in it. And on the other end of this box, I have anise hyssop and some coreopsis flowers. Then over here, stuck in here and there, I have lemon balm, echinacea, I have my raspberries, yarrow, and look at this thyme. This is regular thyme, and this is lemon thyme, and another coreopsis flower. You can tuck in different plants in different spaces. Over here at the end of this box, I have dill growing. So even if you don't have 1.5 acres, you can fit in many things. I could still add things to the back of both of these boxes, and I have some area in front of this box that I could do a lot with as well. So here in Missouri, we have had rain, and more rain, which has been great for the growth of our plants, but it's been hard to get out and get them harvested or weeded or whatever needs to be done. It's nice and windy here today, but I don't think we have rain in the forecast, so that's good. I haven't been out to harvest my lettuces and kales for about 3 days now because I had a lot of things going on, and when I could come out, it was raining. So let's see what I need to harvest today. Let's lift the lid of this bed and see what we got going on. Lots and lots of lettuce, kale, and arugula. So I guess that's what we're picking today. I just take scissors and cut the tops off and leave the bottom, and they will grow back. And I'm only going to pick as much as I want for the next few days because I have a ladies' coffee group that comes on Thursdays, and they love to pick here as well, and I am so happy for them to do it. So I'm sure some of them will want some produce on Thursday. There's some arugula. Let's get some leaf lettuce. I'll just mix up a big bag of salad in my fridge and eat from that for the next couple days. I like to have arugula along with, say, a steak or a burger or whatever. I love that peppery taste. I also like to put it under my scrambled eggs in the morning. Mark and I eat breakfast on our porch every morning, and I haven't had the arugula because I hadn't had a chance to get out and pick it. So now I'll have some for tomorrow. Get some kale. I love kale because you can put it in the refrigerator and it will not go bad and get all wilty like lettuce does. And I try to pick the bigger leaves at the bottom and leave the smaller leaves so that they can keep growing. So that's what we've gotten from this bed. Now we'll see what else we can find. This bed has another kind of lettuce in it. It's called Four Seasons lettuce. I'm going to let it grow a little bit more. And then we also have beets, and they're starting to really about be big enough to pick, but not quite ready yet. Now this is a bed that I feel like I have failed. This was broccolini, and as you can tell, it has bolted. I did pick it several times, and it was delicious. It's a smaller broccolini, very tiny stems. So what I'm going to do with these plants is I'm going to pull them and feed them to my chickens. I also have down underneath here some more arugula, and on the back side more beets. This bed has also been a challenge. We not only have had rain, but the heat has decided that it's going to be really nice and cool, but then it gets up to 85, 87, and my Chinese broccoli is bolting as well. So I'm going to cut off the ones that have bolted to also feed to the chickens. But I have some that have not, and I see little bitty ones coming on down below, and clip some of these to eat, maybe put in my salad. So I'm still hopeful that we'll get more broccolini to eat and not have to give it all to the chickens. And behind the broccolini is more kale. So like I said, the ladies Thursday will enjoy having some of this. Another thing I want to do before I go in is to cut some of my lemon balm to dehydrate so that I can make tinctures or tea or whatever I want to do with it. And this is a beautiful time to do it. So you just go in and clip long stems. You don't have to pull it out. You just clip it. If you pull it, then it will not continue growing as well. But if you just give it like a haircut, it just keeps coming back more and more. So that's what I'm doing today. And that way, I don't have to replant it every time. When we use our herbs, we want them to be able to regenerate and reuse them and be good stewards over them. So that's what we're going to do. I also need to pick raspberries. And I have a system. I always start at this end and continue on along the fence line, and then on the other side of the fence back to this point. So we're going to start right down here. And you might say, I don't see very many. Let me show you what they do. They like to hide. So when I teach my children, my grandchildren, to pick them, I say, if they come off when you pull, they're ready. If they don't, leave them alone. So that's the way we do it. These are our new floricanes that are coming up new this year. The berries that I am picking right now are from last year's canes, and those are called primal canes, and they are brown and dry, unlike the nice green base of this one. Some people cut down their canes every year and wait for the flora canes to come up and produce, but I like to leave my primal canes and let them produce one more time before they die back. We've been getting about a pint a day, and we wouldn't get all of these if I didn't leave this. So it's a blessing to allow the plant to do what it knows to do and be able to have fruit from it in 2 rounds of the year instead of just 1. When these are done producing, they will die back, and then there will be berries on the flora canes, and we will eat those berries. Now I'll go ahead and do the rest of this and show you what I come up with. So I ended up with a good pint, maybe a little bit more. But I left a lot of them that were just hanging right on the edges because my grandkids like to pick them. And so I try to find the ones deep in the bushes that they can't find. Thanks so much for coming along with me today. I hope that I have encouraged you that if you don't have an acre and a half, if you just have a small area, 100 square feet, then you too can produce your own food. And it is such a blessing to be able to come out and pick your fresh produce. It's so much better than what you buy at the store. So thanks for coming along, and until next time, blessings on you and yours.